Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Pain. No, I'm the Pain. I'm the Pain. I just said that out loud. All right. Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi.
Your Lord of Penny. Say hello, Satsu.
What up, Bill?
And I'm your Pain, the Ranting Monkey. I hope you guys are well. Hope everybody had a wonderful Saturday. I spent mine mostly in bed, so I can't complain too much. Actually asleep. So not just in bed, but actually asleep, gentlemen.
Oh my God.
I know, that's weird for me. I'm not quite sure how to handle it. I woke up stiff as a motherfucker because apparently I'd been in the same position for a while.
Or you were really excited.
Well, it could have been that too. Scribbles, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. I had a very busy day of shopping and coming back home and shopping again and video making and video broadcasting, and boy, oh boy, it was a busy day. So yeah, that was me.
Well, you went like out and about shopping?
Yeah, I had to go to did my weekly grocery store run, and then a couple hours later, because I had to wait till the pharmacy opened up, I had to go get a prescription. So I had to run around twice, and the second time around, I forgave, whatever. I didn't use the super duper mask I usually do to take to the grocery store. I just wrapped, because I was only going to be there for like 5 minutes, so I wrapped a scarf around my face, and I looked like a desperado.
Nice. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. I almost said this is Kyler. Haha, almost did it. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Hello, chat people and LotN. Hello, sir. Hope you're well. Satsu, how's your day going?
Okay, Satsu just took a dump. All right.
Fucking annoying. I was on Facebook and got annoyed, and then I played Call of Duty and got annoyed, and now I'm trying to do this Bethesda shit, and now I'm annoyed. So
Avoid annoyed.
So lots of good times, huh?
Oh, fucking wonder great.
Captain Jack, thank you so much. Who says, I know where you live. You live somewhere. I think he just doxed me.
He's close.
Son of a bitch.
Deep.
Officer Buck, thank you. Hello, all my E-words.
E-words?
I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know.
Eyelids?
Sure.
Hello
back. Like I said, yeah, I spent most of my day in bed, but when I woke up, Lady Monkey was video chatting with my daughter and the two granddaughters over on that side. So I woke up to happiness. So I can't complain about that. Then I got to argue with morons on Twitter. So I've had a pretty decent day. It's been fun. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button. And guys, if you enjoy people's content, share it, because YouTube doesn't. Not my content, not these guys' content, everyone's content that you enjoy. Because we all deserve love. All we need is love. Shady Grin, thank you. For fucketry, Alinity got yeeted from Twitch, it seems. Oh, what'd she do this time?
She showed her boobie.
Yeah.
Oh.
She accidentally, I'm using quotes there, showed her titty live on stream. Well,
Yeah.
what little she has.
Yeah, she had a Janet Jackson moment that was totally unplanned and accidental.
Was her dog humping her and her shirt came up too far?
No, she was. I don't even know what she was doing. I saw the clip and she was like, it looked like she was trying to adjust her top, but then she pulled it up too high on one side. Like, oops.
From what I saw, she had like something in her hand that she was trying to put up under her shirt. So she pulled her shirt up, and I think she accidentally grabbed her bra too. Or at least that's what it looked like.
Somebody send me this clip on Twitter. I got to see this for myself. Paige, thank you. Good evening, LotN, and everyone in chat. Good evening, Paige. I hope you're well. Don't forget, guys, after this, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus playing some more Fallout 76. Lots of fun last night, I think. I had fun. Satsu, did you have fun?
What, on
Fallout 76?
Yes, we did. I had fun.
And the audience seemed to enjoy it, so come by and hang out for that later. Scribbles, you got anything planned for tomorrow?
Tomorrow, probably doing the 5th lesson of Scottish Gaelic with Tailed Feature over on his channel. If past his prologue, that should be around 8 a.m. Pacific time. And then sometime after that, I'll probably do another TED Excellence. And then after this stream, I believe I'll be over briefly on Minions of the Zoo until such time as I fall asleep because I'll be tired. But I'll do my best.
Fair enough. So lots of stuff for you guys to enjoy. But for now, we're here to entertain you for what, 2 hours? Is that what we do here? Something like that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Something like that. It's everything runs together. Scribbles, do we have some news today?
Did you do the thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a little while ago.
Okay. Well, let's see. Depending on who you believe, Kim Jong-un is either alive or dead.
I'm betting it's one of those two.
Yeah, I mean, Schrodinger's un. North Korea's Kim Jong-un is either dead, brain dead, or just fine, depending on which Asian media report you believe. The dictator, named Rocket Man by President Trump for his love of missile launches and nukes, underwent a stent procedure earlier this month that started a swirl of international speculation. A Hong Kong broadcast network claimed Saturday that Kim died, citing a, quote, very solid source, unquote. They should have said a person familiar with the matter. A Japanese magazine, meanwhile, reported late Friday that he is in a vegetative state. On Kim's home turf, the North Korean media has acted as if everything is perfectly normal. Well, duh. Other unconfirmed reports attributed to senior community party sources in Beijing claim Kim succumbed when his surgeon botched the minor operation because his hands were shaking so badly. Now, wouldn't that be sort of grimly funny?
Yeah, we've talked about the whole Kim thing over on Monkey in the Morning. I don't know if Kim is alive or dead, but I know that surgeon is.
That's what I was about to say. It's like, well, yeah, if anything went wrong, that surgeon's no longer around. The portly leader's absence from Saturday's much ballyhooed 88th anniversary of the birth of the Korean People's Revolutionary Army further fueled the death talk. Earlier in the week, President Trump downplayed reports that Kim is ill, and an official familiar with U.S. intelligence said the government had no reason to conclude he was seriously ill. Still, the whispers grew louder when China dispatched medical experts to help treat Kim, Reuters reported Friday. One Chinese medic told the Japanese magazine, are you going to tell us the name of the magazine? Just the Japanese, there's only one? That the leader clutched his chest and fell to the ground on a visit to the countryside earlier this month. A doctor accompanying Kim performed CPR and took him to a nearby hospital where apparently the procedure was performed. If Kim is dead, official verification might only come from North Korean state media, which delayed the announcements of the deaths of Kim's despotic predecessors, his father and grandfather, for up to 4 days. Quote, when it comes to North Korea, you can never be too sure until you hear the news from the country itself, said David Maxwell, a North Korea specialist at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Never heard of it. Quote, but it's worth noting that there are 6.5 million smartphones in North Korea now, and even though the coverage is within the country, information has a way of getting out faster now than it did in the past, unquote.
Real quick, Scribbles, I got a couple of super chats here. Thank you, Paige, who said if Kim Jong-un is in a vegetative state, does that mean he's a tater? Yeah, he was kind of a potato to begin with. It just now means that JF will date him. And Captain Jack, thank you. Have you heard of a guy named Mike Rowe? He seems down-to-earth guy. I really enjoy his interviews and the TV shows he's on. Mike Rowe, oh yeah, the Dirty Jobs. Mike Rowe.
Dirty Jobs.
He's great.
Narrator of Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, and thank you for the donation, guys.
As for Kim's potential successor, the smart money is on his little sister, Kim Yo-jong. 31. She is thought to be the youngest child of Kim Jong II's mistress. Oh, who's that?
That sounds like Aaliyah.
Aaliyah.
She's laughing her butt off. And she's also slapping her mom in the process because she can't seem to laugh without hitting somebody.
Well, she is happy.
That's going to be interesting when she grows up.
I got to show you guys something during fucketry time, too, so don't let me forget. Yeah. Squishy bought me something.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's either alive or dead or sick, although the fact that he hasn't made a public appearance in a while probably says something was up, but who knows?
Mash, thank you so much. Who says any bets Kim's death will be counted as due to coronavirus?
That would be something.
And we have a birthday.
We do.
We do indeed. It is Roger Reynolds' birthday. Roger. I hate to sing to you right after we talk about Kim Jong-un being alive or dead. It's a horrible segue, and I apologize. But maybe our singing will make up for it. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
What is that voice?
Happy birthday,
dear Roger.
Roger.
Sound like a fair lady's coming on.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Roger. I hope you had a great one.
Fair lady.
Hi, lady. Pretty lady.
Well, no, when it's like Roger Reynolds, I thought of Roger Rabbit, and I tried to think, can I do a Roger Rabbit? And that was my best attempt at a Roger Rabbit, which is
That was really bad.
Yeah, I know. I can't do Roger Rabbit. I was like, just on the spot, I was like, what's the closest I can come up with without practicing? And that's the best I had. Hello, baby.
Yeah, she loves this thing, the thing that Squishy bought, and I'll show you guys whatever. Like, we gave it to her to let her hold it, and she would not let it go.
Okay, what is it?
I'll show you guys later.
Okay, suspense is killing me. This is a opinion piece at CNN, and the title caught my attention.
John says his dad, who turned 83, is listening to us right now and wants to know if we can sing to him. We need a name. Be happy to, but we need a name, and we'll get it right after this story. Scribbles.
A Labradoodle breeder, an internet thug, and a college senior walk into the White House.
What?
Okay.
I was caught on internet thug because I was told not long ago that thug is not the appropriate language to use against people. A former Labradoodle breeder, an internet thug, and a college senior walk into the White House. This may sound like the setup of a joke. Well, that was your intention, wasn't it? I mean, why else would you have phrased it that way? During the pandemic, however, with the U.S. death toll surpassing 50,000, not sure that that's an accurate number, but what do I know? These actual administration officials are a grim reminder that we shouldn't expect much from the Trump administration.
All right.
Any remaining hope of competency within the Trump administration may have been dashed on Thursday when President Donald Trump mused about using sunlight or injections of disinfectant as COVID-19 treatments. Parentheses, do not do this, parentheses. I think I'm going to stop reading this right away because this is just more bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that story's done. Ta-da!
Let's do something nicer. Let's sing to Don. That is John's father. So, Don, this one's for you, sir. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Don.
Dear Don.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, Don. I hope you had a great one, sir. Man, I hope I make it that long.
Let's see. Moving on to something more interesting. Biden's accuser says mother called into Larry King Live in 1993 for advice after alleged sexual assault. And I've seen this clip now. And they don't give the name. I don't believe they give the name of the person or anything, but it is interesting. If so, newly surfaced video from 1993 appears to feature the mother of Tara Reid, a woman who accused presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden of sexual assault, calling into a cable TV show to seek advice around the time of the alleged assault. In a Larry King Live segment that aired on August 11th, 1993 on CNN, An unnamed woman calls into the show with her location identified on the screen as San Luis Obispo, California. The show was about the cutthroat nature of Washington, D.C., politics, and media. Quote, "Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington," she asks. "My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all, and the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to out of respect for him," unquote. Larry King responds, quote, "In other words, she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it?" "That's true," the caller says. The woman does not mention sexual assault or harassment, nor does she describe in any detail what problem she might be referring to. Her daughter's name and Biden are also not mentioned. In a phone interview with CNN Friday night, Reed told CNN that she is certain the voice in the video belongs to her mother, Jeanette Altimus, who died a few years ago. Quote, "I've been crying because I haven't heard my mom's voice in a few years, so it's been a little emotional," Reed said. I miss her voice." Here's my question. How did you come across that particular 30-second clip from 1993 all of a sudden?
They were looking for it because she said her mom had called into Larry King.
Oh, I didn't know that this was a research project.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's something that's been missing from a lot of the stories about this, that she had said her mom had called into Larry King. And so that's why they started digging up old Larry King things to try to find this.
Okay, man, I can't imagine how much stuff they must have sifted through for that.
Well, I mean, they had a decent time frame.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's still probably hours and hours of research, but anyway.
CNN separately confirmed that Altimus lived in San Luis Obispo around the time of the newly surfaced clip from Larry King Live. The Intercept first reported on the interview. You know, it's amazing to me that it would be the Intercept who found it when you'd think CNN would have access to their own archives a lot more readily than the Intercept.
Yep.
But what do I know? The Biden campaign declined to comment on the video, referring CNN to statements it previously released denying Reed's sexual assault allegation. And then CNN had previously reached out to Reed multiple times, but she had not agreed to be interviewed prior to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you guys actually report on anything up until about a week ago at all?
No.
So what do you mean multiple times? Like twice in Friday morning or something? Let's see. She told CNN that in 1993, when she was working as an aide in Biden's Senate office, she was asked to deliver a duffel bag to the then Delaware senator. In a corridor somewhere in the Capitol Hill complex, Reed said Biden, quote, "had me up against the wall. He used his knee to spread open my legs and put his fingers inside me." Reed said when she pulled away, Biden said to her, "Come on, man, I thought you liked me," unquote. Come on, man.
They're not even telling the story right.
This is what I'm reading it as it's written.
I know, but they're getting the details wrong.
Biden then looked angry, according to Reed, and said, quote, "You are nothing to me. You are nothing," unquote. She said that Biden eventually took her by the shoulders and said words to the effect of, "You're okay, you're fine," unquote, before walking away.
Wow, this story evolved.
It has. Captain Jack, thank you. A bar walks into a bar. The bartender's a snake eating its own tail. The windows look out only onto the face of the one who looks. All right. Thank you.
Okay. What is, I don't know what the quote unquote real details are.
The original story, unless she's changed it since then, is that while she was pushed up against the wall and he was kissing on her and she was mildly, she turning her head. She didn't want to kiss. That's when he said, I thought you liked me. And it wasn't until he pulls away from her and she's like, "I don't want to do this." And like, "You mean nothing to me." Yeah, this has changed a little bit since the original telling.
All right.
Which has changed since the original telling. However, I didn't need to mention this. There's nothing in that phone call. And actually, there's something in the phone call there that contradicts Reed's story. And here it is. She says there's nowhere else for her to go except for the press. If her story's true, the police would be where you go.
Mm-hmm.
If her story's true, the police is where you would go. Now, if you're talking about her original complaint, where he put his hand on her shoulder and ran his finger down her neck and said that she had nice legs and wanted her to serve drinks, that's the kind of thing where only a PR or a HR office or the press would be involved because there's no direct thing there.
Did both of them happen in 93?
Yeah. According to her, that all of this happened while she worked for Biden, and she left working for Biden in summer of 93.
Okay, so the phone call could have been a reference to the non-sexual assault one.
Yes, just run-of-the-mill sexual harassment instead.
Sure.
Yeah. Right. And the Capitol Police against a senator, absolutely. If you're only, look, somebody forcibly fingered my daughter, and the only thing I can think to do is call Larry King or go to the press in some manner, you're failing as a parent. Mm-hmm. Yes, your first response is go to the police.
Well, when it comes to the argument of results, because we've talked about this before, where people are just like, well, if I would have called the police, they might not have helped me, and I wanted to get help for her. So I'm like, so this thing that could have worked, you decided not to do. But the thing that was going to absolutely do nothing, you thought was a good idea. Like, how does that make, if you were concerned and you wanted something to be done, you took the 50-50 option and threw it out the window and just went for the this won't solve anything option.
Yep.
Because you cared and you wanted help.
And for the people, the Capitol Police wouldn't have done anything. She went to the HR office there in the Senate. She tried that. So don't tell me, she's just not going to do something. It's not going to work. She tried that. So stuff it. She had another option. She had a much better option than calling Larry King. The Larry King interview question thing there actually leans more towards just the regular run-of-the-mill, him being a creepy old man kind of thing. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, let me get this real fast here. Sorry, it fell off. Circus Zero, thank you. They can track the creator of the meme that made people laugh at CNN. They can track down that clip because, remember, they are not investigators.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. CNN wouldn't dare actually try to verify that from their own information. But the last story I've got is from CNN Business, which makes all the sense in the world when the title is Trump Goes into Hiding. I don't understand what that has to do with business, but I guess we'll find out. It looks like President Trump is going into hiding from the press, that is. Really? Because he does these press conferences every day now.
Real quick, Chicago Mike, thank you. Did she remember how she got there, who she was with, and how she got home? You're thinking of Ford. That's Ford.
Facing an avalanche of controversy over his bizarre comments on sunlight and dangerous comments regarding disinfectants. The president held a record short briefing Friday evening, abruptly ending it after 22 minutes of statements without taking any questions from the press. Well, aren't you guys saying that he's doing it too much?
Yep.
Well, sorry, I almost choked. I just saw an article today that said Trump was thinking about dialing back his briefings or whatever. And the person who wrote the article said, this is probably a good idea because of X, Y, and Z. Plus, we're sick of seeing these things. And what I tweeted out, or what I sent out over on Facebook was, I guarantee the day after he stops doing these briefings, they will start talking about the fact that he's in hiding. The White House is being quiet about the thing. They're not telling us anything. I promise. And they're doing it before it. They're doing it before he even did it.
On CNN. Wow. Okay. I didn't know this happened. On CNN, Wolf Blitzer called Trump chicken and said he was, quote, probably afraid, unquote, of the grilling he was all but certain to face over the, quote, flat lie he told the day before regarding disinfectants. Later in the night, Anderson Cooper, who argued Trump was guilty of Soviet-like spin for pretending his comments were sarcastic during the bill signing, which he was lying, said he cut and ran because he knew he'd face hard questions. Trump facing hard questions from the press. He's never endured that before. CNN and other news organizations, including Axios, which broke the news. Broke what news? What news? That he left her. That the thing was only 22 minutes long.
That's the news. I mean, everybody saw that.
Yeah, I mean, which reported Friday evening that there has been an effort among White House aides to stop holding daily coronavirus briefings, and the schedule released for Saturday shows no briefing scheduled. ... Using ellipses. Good job there.
Those aren't dots. Those are dun dun dun.
Yeah, I suppose so. So let's take this back. So Trump is holding too many and too long press briefings.
Yeah.
His staff is trying to dial it back, but now he's running from the press because of tough questions.
Yeah.
Okay. The move comes after Trump even started receiving criticism from Fox when he tried to claim that he was merely being sarcastic with his disinfectant remarks. Anchors like Neil Cavuto and Brett Baer pushed back. Wow, that's a little unsettling, said Cavuto. Got to clarify this. The president was not joking in his remarks yesterday. And Baer said Trump, quote, clearly stepped in it and did not appear to be joking, unquote.
Captain Jack, thank you so much. Why do people on the left do terrible things to women and only come out now, a couple of decades after the statute of limitations has ended? You'd have to ask her.
And Blasey Ford and all the others.
Well, sure.
I mean, yeah. So even Fox News is buying the idea that Trump was being serious about injecting Lysol into people's veins.
Well, first of all, you have to take into context what he actually said.
Yeah, because they're not buying the narrative that the fake people created. They're buying the fact that he was seriously making an inquiry to the doctor, which he was, about the possibility of some type of internal,
disinfecting.
That was a serious inquiry. He wasn't being sarcastic.
No, he absolutely lied when he said he was being sarcastic.
No, I get that part, but according to the quotes from Fox News here, they seem to be saying that even they think that his comments on disinfectant and sunlight were bullshit.
Well, yeah, and you have to actually listen to what he actually fucking said, which none of them are doing. Brett Baer's doesn't seem that outrageous there that he clearly stepped in it. Well, he did. If you look at the media firestorm that blew up over it, I mean, this headline news for 2 fucking days, including on the New York Times and the Washington Post, both having Trump is touting this fake cure. He didn't tout anything. He asked a question. He really did. Watch it, guys. Don't take my word for it. Go watch the actual clip. And so, yeah, I guess in that they're kind of buying it. They're not defending him on it. But once he came out with the sarcastic line, how do you?
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, he didn't need to try to cover himself at that point. If he was more articulate about what he was talking about, if he'd said more in detail what he was talking about, instead of saying like sunlight and disinfectant, and instead said, UV treatment and da-da-da. But he doesn't know how to get specific for some reason.
Well, when he's talking about the UV stuff, he was being specific.
Did he say UV or did he say sunlight?
Yes.
Okay.
No, he said UV.
Okay. All right.
And then he switched it. The part that everybody's concentrated so much on, though, is the disinfectant. That's why it became Tide Pod and don't drink bleach and all this. Yeah. And what he said there is that disinfectant kills it immediately. It'd be interesting if there was some way to do something with that intravenously. If there was something like that you could do.
Mm-hmm.
Not go out there and pour bleach up your ass, which we'll get to in a little while. But no, with what he said, it was completely blown out of proportion. And I think with his sarcastic thing, he was just really pissed off. The press was bugging him about this and taking it so. Mm-hmm. And he did what Trump did. He became a petulant child.
Yep.
Somebody actually said to me today that because he used the word disinfectant, it was obvious that he meant take toxic household products and inject them into your body. Like anybody would have come to that conclusion, because when you think of the word disinfectant, you think of toxic household products. And I was like, okay, sure, if you're retarded.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're going to tell me that you're retarded, then absolutely, I can totally see how you came to that conclusion. If you're an idiot, then sure, definitely.
Captain Jack, thank you so much. He says, I gotta go. Steve Carlsberg is back home, and I want to stand behind him in the mirror when he bends down to wash his face. His shrieks are the funniest.
That is the strangest super chat I think we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
and that says something. Holy fuck.
No, I absolutely agree with Razor Fist. If you think Donald Trump seriously meant you should drink bleach, then by all means do so.
Yeah. Knock yourself out. Although you're probably sipping it casually at this moment. It's fine. Jesus Christ.
And Terry, thank you. Wait, don't drink bleach? Has anyone told Chris Reagan? Oh, yeah.
Wah, too late.
He's immune. He's drunk too much. He's shit's in his bloodstream now.
That's all his blood is.
Right. Just bleach.
All right. Did you have any more stories?
Nope, that was it.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the MSS News Time. Guys, this is the time you can send us stories that you think are interesting. Hit us up at the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's just because we haven't drank our daily dose of bleach.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, well. The first one comes from Dragon Mage. 5-year-old children are sexist and become less so as they grow up, but boys still display benevolent sexism at the age of 11, study shows.
Huh.
5-year-old children have inherent sexism that wears off as they grow up, but this process takes longer in little boys, according to a new study. U.S. researchers found that negative views of women held by children disappear with age, but benevolent sexism diminishes only for girls.
What?
So wait, even little girls have a negative view of women when they're 5?
I don't
know what's going on now.
Hostile sexist perceptions decline for both boys and girls as they get older. However, this is the same sentence in a different way, shitbag. Boys who think they're being chivalrous may actually view women as weak and helpless, attitudes that last throughout childhood and possibly into adulthood.
Possibly, blah, blah, blah.
Grizzly, thank you so much. I just saw on YouTube that North Korea's Kim Jong-un is dead of illness after cardiac surgery. If somebody can give me a definitive story on that, we will report that definitively. Everything any of us have seen at least is maybe.
Reported, allegedly, all that shit.
Yeah.
It's as alleged as these sexist boys we're talking about right now. Where were we? Most people understand sexism to refer to openly negative attitudes towards women. No, that's not sexism.
Sexism is openly negative attitudes towards exclusively women.
Yep.
Sexism. That's the definition. Holy fucking shit.
But wait, most people understand sexism to refer to openly negative attitudes towards women, the researchers note. But benevolent sexism can be undermining, patronizing, and often overlooked. It might seem
right because it's nonsense.
Officer Buck, thank you. Weasel words everywhere. Oh, I have a feeling we're going to run into a few more of those.
Dude, they've already destroyed their credibility with that last sentence.
It might seem cute when boys act in chivalrous ways towards girls, or when a girl pretends to be a princess who's waiting for a prince to rescue her, said study author Dr. Andre Simpian. It's not spelled like you might think. Many times this is just play with no deeper meaning, but other times these behaviors, even though they may seem inoffensive, might signal that children view women in a negative light as weak, incompetent, and unable to survive or thrive without a man's help.
Oh, they might, you say. May seem, you say. Oh, okay.
To find out, researchers studied the attitudes of more than 200 children aged 5 to 11 in New York City and Urbana-Champaign in Illinois.
The attitudes of children? Oh, boy, I bet those were stable.
The children were asked if a series of statements classified as indicators of either benevolent or hostile sexist views were right or wrong. For example, men need to protect women from danger was a benevolent statement, and women get more upset than men about small things was defined as hostile. That's just true.
Oh my God. That's sexist. The truth is sexist.
Generally speaking, that is an absolutely true statement. Ladies in chat, give me a 1 if you agree with the statement that women generally get more upset about small things than men. Give me a 2 if you disagree. Women only, please. And Officer Buck, thank you. Benevolent sexism, like how a big, strong man can carry anything or can't struggle, snuggle men, they always want it. Yeah. You know, when you're holding a knife to someone's throat to get them to, it was a machete, wasn't it, that chick did?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's not sexist to point out reality. It's just not.
Well, here's the thing, though. We're supposed to believe that men and women are not different in any way. We are all exactly the same to the exact same capacity. But men exhibit toxic masculinity. They are guilty of mansplaining and manspreading and all this stuff that is exclusive to men. They're not different, though. All women do it, too. It's just not bad when they do it, apparently.
The women in this chat suffer from internalized misogyny. Thank you, Silverman.
There you go.
Okay, next up, this comes from Becca. I'm going to throw this link into chat so you guys can check it out. There's some really beautiful pictures here. Here it is, the anniversary image of Hubble's 30th. It features a giant nebula NGC 2014 and its neighbor NGC 2020, part of a vast star-forming region in the Large Magellanic Cloud. The Hubble Space Telescope's iconic images and scientific breakthroughs have redefined our view of the universe. To commemorate 3 decades of scientific discoveries, this image is one of the most photogenic examples of the many turbulent stellar nurseries the telescope has observed during its 30-year lifetime. The portrait features the giant nebula's NGC 2014 and its neighbor NGC 2020, which together form part of a vast star-forming region in the Large Magellanic Cloud, a satellite galaxy of the Milky Way approximately 163,000 light years away. The image is nicknamed the Cosmic Reef because it resembles an undersea world. That is fucking gorgeous, man.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Oh, man. Do you guys, I don't know if you're old enough. Well, Satsu, you were 30 now, so you were born when this thing was actually going live. Do you remember all the problems they had getting Hubble up and running, Scribe?
Yes.
Kept having to go up and like replace parts of it.
Yeah, but when they finally got it working, boy, oh boy.
Oh man, it's shown us some interesting things in the universe. Paige, thank you so much. I'm sorry, everyone, but a possible tornado might have just hit my grandparents' house. I'll be on Twitter if you need me. Oh man, I hope they are safe and that their home is okay.
Yeah, holy cow.
Mostly that they're safe. I'm not gonna lie, Paige. I don't give 2 shits about their house as long as they're okay.
Right. Hope everything's okay.
But good luck. Good luck. And Becca, thank you for that. I like space stuff. I really do. Oh, God damn it.
Okay.
Our chief corner correspondent has struck again. Frosted, go sit in the corner. From our chief corner correspondent, Frosted Glass, the racial animus behind the reopen protest. There's a lot more going on here than just wanting to get back to work.
Of course there is.
On Monday evening, as Georgia residents began speculating about the motivation behind Governor Brian Kemp's decision to begin lifting restrictions on gyms, hair salons, massage parlors. Now, when they say massage parlors, they're not talking about houses of ill repute, are they? They mean actual massage parlors.
I don't know.
Are they reopening whorehouses?
I don't know. Regardless, it's all Trump's fault.
Anyway, and bowling alleys, among other businesses, even before the state had met federal benchmarks for easing up on social distancing rules, one of his constituents offered a theory. Of course he did.
Uh-huh.
In a Facebook post that quickly went viral, George Chidi, Chidi, a former city council member in the metro Atlanta area who now works in public policy, suggested Kemp was simply motivated by a desire to save money. If business reopens, state labor policies will prevent workers from claiming unemployment, forcing them to either risk their lives by returning to work or forego financial assistance. This isn't a decision being driven by epidemiology. Did I say that right?
Epidemiology.
Epidemiology. It is the rawest and most lethal of political decisions, and it will kill people. On Friday, Georgia begins easing social distancing restrictions, with South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas expected to follow in the coming days, as the media focus has shifted from eerie images of empty streets and refrigerated trucks full of bodies to the emergence of a protest movement loudly demanding an immediate return to normal life. Dr. Fauci be damned. I didn't add that. That was in here.
Mm-hmm.
And for many, the push to simply move on as if nothing's amiss, and the apparent willingness among conservative politicians and business owners to sacrifice human lives for financial gain, echoes a racist history in which Black people were considered expendable.
Uh-huh.
It has deepened cynicism about government in general and the intentions of white people in power in particular. I'm just calling them shitty from now on. Shitty said in an interview. I'm not reading the rest of this stupid shit. It's on the hashtag if you guys want to.
Now remember, when the restrictions are lifted, the only people who will go back to work will be the Blacks. That's it. White people are not allowed because they have their privilege pass, so they'll still be able to get unemployment. Because remember also, no white people are on unemployment right now. Not a single one. It is only the Negroes because they are the only ones pathetic enough to need it. So
don't forget, Blacks are more likely to die from it. I will guarantee you that's further in that fucking article.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks are more likely to die from it, so it's just white people. Fuck those. Fuck those Black people. We don't care. We need our Starbucks.
Yes, that's right. Negroes, get back to work and do our bidding. So that way, even though you are also not social distancing and we are coming to your establishment and not social distancing, you will exclusively die from it and we will be fine because that's science.
Satsu, can I ask you something seriously?
I might not give you a serious answer, but go ahead.
As a Black man.
Oh,
Black man.
Do you get annoyed with everything being made about race?
I do. I do. It annoys me literally every day because it's always stuff like this. Like it's never genuinely relevant stuff. It's always complete and utter bullshit that creates a narrative that you can only make if you're a racist. You know, and that's the shit that makes me mad. They're like, these people are horrible racists. It's like, well, why? Why are they horrible racists? Because they're making those stupid, pathetic Negroes who can't figure out how to do anything do stuff they don't want, and they're killing them. Those pathetic people need help. They can't help themselves, and it's like, they're racist, right? Is that what I heard correct? They're racist. Oh, okay. Sorry. I got a little confused there with the statement you just made.
And once again, it's stupid. We have to point this out. We're not saying racism doesn't exist. But what Satsu's pointing out, I mean, there's a whole bunch of racism that comes from the people who are standing up to the racists. That's just, they just want to hurt those Negroes. You have no proof of that other than the fact you have people who want to go back to work so they can pay their goddamn bills and not sit at their house all damn day. Oh, must be that they don't like Black people. That's fucking retarded.
That is a crazy leap in line. It's so reminiscent of when Black people were expendable. Yes. Really, all those white people out there demanding that they can work again is reminiscent of Black people being expendable.
Yeah, it's just like slavery.
Help me figure it out, because I can't.
Oh God. Yeah, and the reason I ask you is because I get sick of this stuff. I really do. But I'm a white guy. I'm not Black, so I've never dealt with racism, you guys. That's what I've been told. Mm-hmm. But I've seen this more and more with cripples. There was actually a really stupid thing that Bear read to us. Somebody tweeted out today or yesterday that somebody who self-diagnoses isn't looking just to get attention. And if you don't accept that they really are suffering in some manner that they've made up in their own head, then you're being ableist. I'm like, excuse me, time out. We need to talk about that because even if you were using that term in a way that made sense, you're not using it correctly. And I'm seeing more and more people speaking for me, and it drives me fucking insane, dude. I don't know how you haven't just started all of these streams with fuck everybody.
It infuriates me, and like if you guys actually took time to look over at my Facebook, you'll see I hate humanity splattered all over the place. Like it is my freaking mantra, my whatever. I can't. I just every time I see stuff like that, I'm just like, Meteor, where are you?
Officer Buck, thank you so much, because we can live indefinitely locked in our houses. We just choose not to. Yes, indeed. All right, let's move on from that one and go to another racist story from Sir Quack. I saw this the other day, and I meant to bring it up as fucketry. These racist Wuhan plague plaques are popping up around Atlanta. I'm going to throw this into chat. You guys have to see it.
Yeah,
Have you guys seen it yet?
Yeah, I think I've seen it. It's the Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an actual case right here. See, this is one of those things where they're like, that's racist. And I look at it and I'm like, yep, that's racist.
Yeah, I know when I see it.
That is racist.
Racist plaque. Well, see, I don't find this one racist.
I do.
Because the Winnie the Pooh thing comes from Xi being so pissed off about being compared to Winnie the Pooh that he banned Winnie the Pooh from China.
Right.
And it's asshole-ish. I don't know. I don't know that I'd say it's racist.
Look, if it was just the Winnie the Pooh thing by itself, then I could probably dismiss it as them just making fun of him. But he's got a bat in his hand with chopsticks. Like, come on, dude.
Well, that's because that's where it came from, and you have all these people that no, it was none of this stuff, and we don't know that it was eating bats, but that was what was originally postulated to us. Did I use that word right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. I just thought it was asshole-ish.
It's definitely asshole-ish, but it is undeniably racist in my opinion.
But here's the part that really bothered me about this story.
Right.
Police have no leads on who is responsible.
Yeah, that's the part that's kind of
no leads.
Why are the police investigating this? They don't have nothing. Okay. Officer Buck, thank you. How is it racist if it's against one guy? Okay, it's not against one guy.
Yeah.
Hate crime monkey. That's why they're looking into it.
I could even possibly give you xenophobic because this is Chinese, not Asian, and Asian would be the race. But I'm splitting hairs there, I guess. I just don't understand why this is a police matter. Any more than, Muslims are right about women. Like, why were police involved in that?
Because opinions are legal, bro.
It seemed okay. The round bronze and teal plaques bearing the words Wuhan plague reference the Chinese city where the coronavirus originated, first appeared on April 13th on an electrical box in Inman Park, according to the Atlanta police. Another appeared 3 days later at a coffee shop in the neighborhood of Reynoldstown. I mean, I guess the best you could do, because they are gluing these to things, so maybe vandalism. That it just seems like such a stupid thing for the police to be out investigating. To me, just throwing that out there. I just thought the plaque itself was kind of funny. I think those should be sent to President. Well, I heard that today. We'll get to that later. Yeah, it was called racist today, guys. I just think those things should be sent to President Xi. Leave the good people of Atlanta alone. Send all of you want to him. Oh God. Oh God, Dragon Mage. Did I already do one from him? Can I skip this one?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
You want to?
This is one about how Zimbabwe is offering the Chinese beef instead of dog meat. Let's see, what do we have here? Did anybody send in the one about that shithead here in Michigan? I'm going to diverge. Just look, guys, sorry. Did you guys see that fucking guy here in Michigan he's a state representative who was wearing a Confederate flag Corona mask?
Oh, no.
And when he was first asked about it, he was like, no, that's not what it is. And then he was second asked about it. Well, it's about history. And then the third time he was asked, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that upset people. That was wrong of me. Okay. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that the history argument makes some kind of sense, that it's a historical thing. Not in Michigan.
Yeah, y'all's Yankees.
For fuck's sake. This is why I say, you know what, guys, there are racists out there. And oftentimes they're in sheep's clothing until they accidentally let the mask slip, so to speak. I saw them like, Jesus Christ, dude. This is a publicly elected official who thought it was a good idea to wear a Confederate flag Corona mask. Maybe it's things like that that make me think the Wuhan plaque is not such a big deal. Anyhow,
I did see it was like a Skyrim one where it said it was like Mask Defense 1 or some shit like that. Like, that's pretty cool.
Look, there's a lot of cool things you can do with the mask. Strapping a Confederate flag to your face is not one of them. Now, again, if this was some South Carolina deep Southern rooted state senator, all right, maybe. This motherfucker's from Michigan. Stop it. Why don't you have an American flag one, you racist shit? How did you have such quick access to that?
It's spare Confederate handkerchief. He just has like 20 of them at home.
For fuck's sake, man. Okay, let's do this one from Shrouded Angel. Papa. Oh, there we go. I'm struggling to pick a name for my baby as my husband's surname sounds so rude.
Oh.
All right.
Sounds rude.
Sounds rude.
Last name is Cox with a K.
Cax.
One woman is taken to the internet to ask advice on names to go with her husband's phallic-sounding last name. I'm betting you're right. Oh, no, you're close. You're close.
X.
In a post on Mumsnet, where's Drunkle? Drunkle loves Mumsnet.
Mumsnet.
The unnamed mum-to-be revealed her husband was pretty sensitive. Sorry, pop up. There we go. About the first syllable of his surname, and they didn't want to pick a name that would make it sound any worse. She said the surname is Cochran, and that her partner doesn't like any of the names suggested because they all sound too rude when they're put together.
Cochran?
Cochran. Because the first part of it's cock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She continued to say that her husband had picked out the names Thomas, Arthur, or Raphael. Her name choices, meanwhile, were Maxwell, Max Cock, Joseph, and Zachary.
Zach Cochran? Okay.
Zach Cock, Joe Cock. Max Cock is my favorite. I would love to be named Max Cock. Now, look, it'll be hard going through school, but Bud, trust me, once you get out, you're in. You're in like Flint. All right.
Or you've got a career in a very specific industry.
Indeed. And guys, we're going to wrap up here because there's something I want to talk about tonight that has to do with the title of the stream. So we're going to move on to YouTube time. Satsu, what you been doing?
Well, I had attempted to record a video of me making some knockoff ass gumbo. That didn't go well. Plus, it wasn't the real thing. It was just what I had. Like I picked out all the ingredients that I did had and just finagled some shit. And I'm just like, if I put this up, like the food community is gonna be like, "Fuck it, this not. How dare you call it?" Like I've already found out that like people get pissed if you make gumbo without okra.
Oh,
Even though that shit's disgusting. And,
okra's nasty.
And a good majority of the videos that I saw online does not have it. But every single one of those people is like, I'm going to get crucified for this, but no okra. And people in the comments were just like, you fucking degenerate. Like,
real quick, Paige, thank you so much. I'm back. My grandparents and mom are okay. The tornado barely missed their town. Glad to hear it. Good. Sorry, Satsu.
No problem. That was a very important announcement. Yeah, I don't know. Like I still plan on making it and recording an actual video once I get all the stuff. But at this point, I'm just like, I just kind of gave up halfway through. I'm like, there's no point in fucking uploading this. I'll get all the actual ingredients, with the exception of okra, because fuck that shit. And I'll make it then and record it. So I got some footage that maybe I could do something with. Who knows? Probably not gonna do anything with it.
Just name it something else, man.
Something I don't even. I was trying to think of like, well, what else could I call it? And I was thinking of actually just calling it knockoff gumbo.
Non-gumbo.
Call it Dumbo.
Anti-gumbo.
Anti-gumbo. I was just saying, yeah, anti-gumbo.
Short gumbo. Yeah. Jambalaya is on my list. I got the stuff for it. I had Squishy go to the store and get the stuff for both gumbo and jambalaya. So that's coming up, Jack. I know you want me to make it really bad, and I am. What else did I do today? Oh, were you about to read something?
No.
Oh, I thought you had like a donation or something. I think that was pretty much it for YouTube stuff that I did today. We'll be streaming Fallout 76 again today. We streamed it last night and we had a really good time. So far the dialogue options are pretty funny. Both me and Monkey were on the same mission, and some guys walked up on Monkey's camp, and I guess he pissed them off with something he said, so they started shooting at him. And the guys, I intimidated them by telling them if they don't get the hell out of my face right now, I was going to eat their eyeballs.
Yeah.
And they fucked off real quick and told me where their hideout was, and I thought that was pretty cool. So the Fallout experience feels kind of back now. With the NPCs and the interactions actually kind of meld with the already previously existing stuff, which I thought was cool. Like they built the character narrative around stuff that you were already doing throughout the story, which I thought was convenient. Like that's nice to have this stuff tie together. So, for example, at the beginning, you get the holotape from the computer, or you have to like go to a camp to get it. But if you talk to the lady first, she'll tell you she has a copy of the holotape that you need, and you can get it from her because she said she heard it too. So it's one of those just kind of nice things that kind of ties everything together. No glitches or bugs so far that I've seen. Any major issues, visual or just gameplay wise. So far so good on that front. So we'll be playing again tonight, guys. So come and hang out with us.
All right, Scribbles, what you been working on?
Well, today I made my own TEDx talk and put it together and posted it. Cool. It's a parody, or is it, of the TEDx talks that I've watched over the years and everything, and I added little bits and pieces of stuff that I'd observed. And because the trend is you find a negative framework and pair it up with a positive notion. So like radical empathy, right? Or what was the other one? Or toxic masculinity. You find some way to do that. I came up with malicious tranquility.
Nice.
How do we cure ourselves of malicious tranquility? I came up with the term and then basically reverse engineered the entire talk based on the term. If you want to find out what malicious tranquility is and how to cure yourself of it, well, I recommend you listen to my TED Talk. That's because I turned the E backwards and I made sure nobody could mistake it for an actual thing. It's about 5 minutes and 18 seconds long. It's over on my channel. If you've been watching my TED Excellence streams, you might get a kick out of it. And even if you haven't, you might get a kick out of it if you know anything about those kind of presentations. After that, I did an actual TED Excellence stream where a mother pitched the idea of running your family like a business. And it was very confusing, both to me, who is not a parent, and several people in the chat who are parents and or are MBAs and know a thing or two about business administration and go like, you don't want to run your family like a business unless you're like a mob boss or something, or Trump. So that was interesting. And other than that, yeah, like I said, tomorrow I'll be on Tailed's channel at around 8 a.m. Pacific time, probably, unless he says otherwise, doing some more Gallic learning. And then after that, sometime I'll do another TED Excellence.
All righty. Let's see. Today I did a monkey in the morning that ran almost 4 hours. I talked for a little while, and then Jack was on, and we talked for a lot, and then Bear came on for the end of it. And yeah, just a good conversational stream most of the time. So check that out. And then not only will we be over on 2 Cents Plus tonight, tomorrow at 7 p.m., don't forget, guys, our long stream over there. So come hang out. Satsu, whoa, Cryptic, thank you. Turd Talk have been straining on the behind.
What?
I think he's saying TED Talk is pain in the ass kind of thing. That's an interesting description.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But thank you for that. Satsu, what you got for the Humpetry department?
Well, let me show you guys something good before we get into the Humpetry, because I got a little pissed off about that bullshit earlier. So I'm going to show you guys the gift that Squishy bought me for my birthday. It is a book.
Hi, Squish.
Hi, Squishy.
Oh, look at that.
And that is a little Aaliyah avatar when she's a little bit older.
Oh,
and this book, she tried to use all the resources she could to make me in here.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
And it's just like a storybook. And it's about when Aaliyah grows up, and it has all the careers and stuff that she can go through, and Squishy actually picked.
oh,
So
That's cool.
And it's all personalized. My name and her name is in it. So when I read it to her, it'll be about us, because this is the daddy edition. And it's got all these cute pictures of what a successful Aaliyah would look like in her little workplaces.
that's great.
And I'm like, dude, this is
That is awesome. That is really, really cool.
Yeah, so I can't wait to read this to her. And I'm telling you, man, we handed her this book and she was pumped. Like, she was so excited. She was like looking at it and babbling on about it. I'm just like, oh my God, she loves this thing. So I'm like, I'm excited when she gets a little older to actually read it to her, because that's cool. And Squishy had it all custom made and stuff. I almost shed one of my man tears that I've been stocking up this.
Devil's Advocate had the same question I did. Why is she interviewing John Lennon?
I don't know. Who was that?
Okay.
John?
That's who it looks like. It really does.
Was that John Lennon, Squishy?
I don't know. It was one of the stories.
Okay. Yeah, it was. I guess that looked like John Lennon. And who else was that? Who was that
I think
chick?
it was like Amy Winehouse.
Is it?
Yeah, Amy Winehouse and John.
That's cool. Cryptic, thank you so much. Holy shit, that is amazing. Keep her off a plane.
Yeah, and if you guys want to know where it came from, I'll get the link from Squishy and
HoorayHeroes.com.
What?
HoorayHeroes.
HoorayHeroes.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's where she got it custom made. So that was awesome. But back to not so awesome. A lot of stupid shit going on over on Facebook. People still talking about this thing because people are still convinced that Donald Trump literally and specifically said,
Oh God, yes.
Shove bleach up your ass so you can so you can be fine and heal the corona. And some people were trying to, like I said, they were trying to put forth the argument that it really doesn't matter if he actually said it or not, which totally spits in the face of the entire point that I'm trying to make right now. And also, at the same time, making the narrative that Trump was a piece of shit because he lied about being sarcastic afterwards. And I'm like, look, listen, please, just listen to me for a second. Try to use your brain for 3 seconds and explain to me how you are telling me that the truth does not matter in one case, but Trump is an asshole for lying in the other. Please tell me you see this. And I actually got one person to be like, yeah, I guess that is a point, but you don't want to seem like you're defending him or anything. I'm like, this ain't about defending him. This is about maintaining your own integrity. This has nothing to do with defending Trump. This is about you.
And yeah, that's been a big part of my arguments in this whole thing, is because there's so many people. I've seen people outright lying, and they're like, Trump's wrong for lying. Like, you're lying. Right. They don't get it.
So there was that, and then we got back over to the Land O'Lakes thing of the mascot being taken off the Indian,
off the butter.
Yeah, off the Native American. And somebody said, I love how many people are acting like they really cared about the Native woman on the package by saying shit like, oh, but we thought the Indian woman was beautiful and represented. It's so tone deaf. And I said, they went 100 years with the woman on there. I assure you, nobody gave a shit. And she said, well, apparently people are hurt that they decided to rebrand it. And I was like, I assure you again, they don't even give a shit. And she was like, well, they cared enough to tweet about it. And some people are talking about boycotting it. And I was like, come on, dude, this is America. Boycott or not, butter will be on their tables. Nobody gives a fuck about this shit. They don't. They don't. Not a single person talking about this cares. Not a single person. After 100 years, they don't give a fuck. No lives were saved. There are no Indian tribes out there or Native American tribes that are better off because of this. Nothing changes. The only people who get anything out of this is the company for doing it, and they shouldn't either. Because I'm just like, after 100 years, that's like being with your wife for like 20 years, and on the 19th year, you decide to stop beating her. Like, wow, that's such an honorable man. Jesus Christ, man. People drive me insane, dude. It's almost, like I said, it's becoming unhealthy again, because you guys know how I get. Eventually, I get to a point to where it really starts fucking with my exterior life outside of the internet, because basically my life resides on the internet, and the real world is like my fucking that's like my fantasy land now. But I need to dial it back a little bit, because I be getting supremely frustrated by this shit. So I think I would do that. I think it's time for another Satsu break from the interwebs. But that's it for my fuckatry.
Scribbles, what you got?
Gosh, do I have anything? Probably not much. Now somebody's beeping off in the background. We talked about that. We talked about that. Gosh, I think I might have covered everything I had to say about nothing. Oh, this. So this was on CNN and disappeared relatively quickly.
What's my voice in that?
I got to read this. This is... So this is a letter a CNN climate correspondent wrote to his newborn son. Apparently the kid's name is River. My dearest River, against all odds, you were conceived in a lighthouse, born during a pandemic, and will taste just enough of life as we knew it to resent us when it's gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we broke your sea and your sky and shortened the wings of the nightingale. I'm sorry that the Great Barrier Reef is no longer great, that we value Amazon more than the Amazon, and that the waterfront neighborhood you burble in my arms could be condemned by rising seas before you're old enough for a mortgage. If the scent of your downy crown makes my heart explode, if the scent of your downy crown makes my heart explode, the curl in your tic-tac-toes fills me with enough love to power New York City. If only. Instead, the milk in your bottle was warmed by dirty, ancient fuels, and as a result, you will learn to walk on a planet that has never been this hot for humans. We are just now wrestling with the implications of this, but as your pop, the most poignant evidence was seeing your mother give you your first kiss through a P100 mask that smelled faintly of smoke. I'm sorry, my boy, but we were warned. See, for decades, and this just goes on and on and on. And my only response to it on Twitter was, "Oh, please." I'm gonna put it in the chat in case anybody wants to read the rest of it. And man, it goes on. It's like 7-8 pages or something of this, and it just, oh God, go away.
Why? I don't know.
And but yeah, everything else we've talked about tonight. So that's all I actually had that was new and interesting.
All right. The only one I really had that I wanted to talk about, Corona related, really, was Miss Brandy Lee yesterday, or Bandy Lee. Sorry,
Bandy Lee.
Yeah, there's been an instant spike in ER visits over the misuse of disinfectants. This is extremely harmful and sad. I'm reminded of a delusional prisoner patient who stated about his murderer, "Trump rules say I can do what I want." About his murder, sorry. The president's words have consequences. Now, there's been an instant spike. Hold that for a second. Devil Fruit Zero, thank you. Can we abort adults like this? Sadly, no. It's called murder, and this lady would have to see you. She goes on to say, by the way, this is a doctor, according to her.
Oh, a doctor of what?
It doesn't say. Her next tweet is, "This is only anecdotal from colleagues." Then she says my favorite part ever. "No one has yet done an official study, but do we need to?" You just came out and made a definitive claim that there's been spikes in ER visits over the misuse of this stuff. So yes, you need to do a study before you go out there and claim something so definitive.
No
and then she...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, no one has yet verified the claim that you say Trump made, but should they? Should they verify?
Well, to make her point, she's since, because she got so much shit over this, she's linked a Daily News article. A spike in New Yorkers ingesting household cleaners following Trump's controversial coronavirus comments. In the 18 hours that followed him making those comments, 30 cases of exposure came in. At the same period last year, 13 cases in the same period. So more than double, you guys. But their greatest point, moreover, out of the cases reported between Thursday and Friday, 9 were specifically about possible exposure to Lysol, 10 were in regards to bleach, and 11 about household cleaners in general. The specific remark that Trump made about injecting disinfectant did not name a single thing.
Nope.
You're correct.
But guess who did?
Everybody reporting on it.
Guess who did?
Yep.
Guess who was making the memes and saying and specifically mentioning Lysol and bleach? It was the liberals. Every single picture that you saw of people injecting it, of jokes about it, of it on pill bottles, of it, everything. Every single thing you saw about that came from one place.
Yep.
But no, it was Trump who didn't use any of the terms at all. He was the one who directly influenced people to use the exact products that the left was pushing that he said to use.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I fucking hate
And don't forget that Trump did say this was what doctors needed to look at. He did not tell anybody go find your household products. Because there's another woman on here who says that in her ER, actually she says in our ER, a case came in where a guy gave himself a bleach enema. And then in her next tweet, she says, well, she doesn't work at that hospital anymore. One of her friends who still works there told her that.
Uh-huh.
Like, so you're just repeating nonsense. All right. Yeah. So I've been pretty outspoken in the fact, I think when Trump said that he was being sarcastic, that he was lying.
Mhm.
I think that is a flat out lie, Mr. President. We've seen you use sarcasm before. I know you know what it is. I know you know that's not what you did. So stop it. But one of my, I have a group of about 5 people who just really hate me. And they pop up from time to time on my Twitter. And one of them popped up to tell me that I'm basically just doing what Fox News does. That's what I was told.
Reading the news?
I'm just, there's no way for me to get out of saying, yes, he lied, which actually I could go, no, he was being sarcastic. So I'm still just a Trump sycophant. Now, what needs to be pointed out of this guy is he got mad at me because I kept ragging on AOC. That's what started this whole thing. And he wants to wear her as a face mask.
Yeah.
And he's very, very upset at the fact that I made so much fun of her, to the point where now all I do is defend Trump. And my favorite is he told me I defend McConnell all the time. I don't remember talking about McConnell much, if ever.
McConnell?
Yeah, Mitch, you know.
No, I know. It's like, I'm trying to think if I ever heard you rant about McConnell.
Yeah, I don't talk about the man very much at all. But yeah, I'm just and a GOP sycophant in general. I make no bones about the fact that I'm conservative, or at the very least conservative leaning. But yeah, because of that. And so this eventually got to the point where I just say racist things. I say racist ideas.
Uh-huh.
One another one, I guess. Thank you, Willett Forge. Classic friend of a friend situation. Oh yeah, the lady. Well, both of them in that case. Both of those ladies, that doctor and the one who our hospital. Neither one of them had direct evidence. Neither one of them had directly seen it. Both of them were anecdotal evidence from other people. Anyhow, but yeah. So if you're wondering what the whole racism thing was, now I want to talk about a New York Times article that I saw today. It's what the title of the stream, gentlemen, and this is just something to muse on. The coronavirus makes our old culture wars seem quaint.
Old culture war. Yeah, it stopped. It's
oh well, she has a new one.
Uh-huh.
She has new ones, but most of the time when I think back to the world before, I feel longing. I miss everything. Back in the way long ago.
The world before. What?
Yes. 4 months ago. I mean, everything's so different. I miss dinner parties and swimming laps. I miss bars. I miss being close enough to eavesdrop. The idea of walking into an office building thrills me. Sometimes, though, I think back on the old normal and feel disgusted with its excesses and how oblivious I could be to them. There are obvious examples that leap to mind: the amount of takeout I ordered, the number of flights I took, the paper towels. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything.
What?
But what really takes my breath away is how out of touch the daily debates on the internet were. The discourse, as some of us were taught to call it in college. Among the things the pandemic has clarified for me is the decadence, as my colleague Ross Duffett, I don't know, has described it, of our old culture war. Many of the battles of the past decade now seem self-indulgent and stagnant, others a waste of time. I would know. I spent a lot of time in the virtual arena where those fights took place. Could a white novelist imagine a black protagonist? How much can cultures legitimately borrow from one another without it being called stealing? Was a ban on plastic straws actually a critical step towards ending our reliance on the fossil fuel industry? These now seem to me debates of a world of plenty, not one in which tens of millions of Americans are worried about how they're going to afford groceries. This pandemic demands something bigger of all of us. One of the things I hope it ushers in is a culture war worthy of this moment.
Oh, God.
Because these are fights worth having. Now, first, I want to agree with her, with what she said so far.
Okay.
And we've said this about many of the topics that get brought up.
Mhm.
Bunch of fucking rich kids with no fucking strife in their life going out there looking for something to bitch about.
Sure.
I'll give her that.
No.
But here's where we diverge. Here are some of her things. What is the right way to protect the American dream? Can you take a guess from what you've heard so far, what she might think the right way to protect the American?
Destroy capitalism.
Holy shit! Did you read this already?
Oh, you're kidding me. I was joking. No.
How can we unravel 21st century feudalism and make America fairer? Is a universal basic income an idea promoted by Andrew Yang and now the Pope the best solution? Or is it the kind of broader social safety net that prioritizes fixing our broken healthcare system? That's a fight worth having. Yeah,
I was kidding. I swear.
No, I mean, you had to know you were right, though. Come on.
No, I didn't know I was right, but I didn't think it was necessarily completely out of bounds. But I don't know where these people are going to go with their.
Oh, she's an SJW. Of course, she went full Bernie/Yang here.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The next one is: have we gone too global? How much more would we be willing to pay for goods essential for public health and national defense to be produced here? And how would we properly value and protect those that do the work? That's a fair enough question. And it's one worth having. But the notion that there's this thing out there right now going around. We shouldn't buy any Chinese products. That's stupid. We rely on them quite a bit. And not all Chinese products are shit, guys. A lot of the stuff you use every day, Apple phone, is made over there in the Chinese. You like video games? Your components are made in China. You like most anything, clothing, shoes, all of this stuff. We rely on China. Now, when it comes to our vital infrastructure, that's where I'm like, all right, we can talk about that. Because being reliant on them for all of our medicine, probably not the best idea. Throwing that out there. Her next one is, can we put truth and science before political correctness?
One would hope so, I guess.
I am fascinated to hear her answer.
As a woman who has worn a size 10 for my entire adult life, I have benefited from the body positivity movement. By the way, I've skipped a lot of these, just gone down to her conclusions. This one we're reading a bit more. But I refuse to pretend that obesity is not a public health crisis, one that this virus has made searingly plain. A new study suggests that obesity is one of the major predictors of whether the coronavirus will land someone in a hospital. The study's not been peer-reviewed, but it jives with what many doctors have observed. Can we really rely on the journal Nature for unbiased scientific expertise if it apologizes for, quote, associating the virus with Wuhan and with China and calls such an association erroneous? That first one was okay. She went where I expected her to. I didn't expect her to go here on this one.
Yeah.
Because this has been a problem for the left, the ones out there who are screaming, You're a science denier, monkey. And then tell me there's more than 2 genders, or the gender is assigned at birth. Like, excuse me, where'd the science go? Or in this case, healthy at any size, body positivity. I mean, Serenity Star says, even a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what? That's true, but I do hope that this lady's right. I hope that some of these fucking retarded arguments, one like we just read earlier today, people realize they really do. They come from a place of privilege. Now, you might not like me using that word, but let me explain. We complain about a lot of things here in America that somebody in a third world is never going to worry about because they have bigger problems on their mind than whether or not somebody's sitting with their fucking knees too far apart because they don't want to squish their balls.
I agree because you remember, and I got just a little bit of pushback from some people about this when I outright didn't deny the notion of privilege. I'm like, privilege is a very real thing. It exists. There are several levels of it, and it's a thing that is observable. It just doesn't matter in the grand scheme. Like, it really doesn't. It doesn't warrant a deep conversation or anything like that because everybody has it, no matter who you are. No matter what you have or what issues you have, every single human being has some form of privilege. So there doesn't need to be some type of profound, deep discussion about it because we all got it.
Yeah. And also, privilege is not a determinant of personal character.
Right.
Which is always like privilege is an inherent bad. It's the original sin or something or whatever. It's like, and I've explained I can't count how many videos like, well, currently I have not being hit by a bus privilege.
Right.
I will have not being hit by a bus privilege probably my entire life.
Yes.
I am privileged, and so on and so on.
And as Keeverdam points out, privilege isn't necessarily bad. It's not. But for the last several years, we've had these fucking arguments with these social justice warriors who think, seriously, mansplaining. That's a fucking word in the dictionary.
Yeah, thank you, Oxford.
Because that's the kind of strife you have in your life, is somebody with a penis speaking after you, explaining something to you that you may or may not know, and you not having the balls to go, yeah, I already know that. Not having the balls. Whoops, sorry, ladies.
Oh, monkey, no.
No, I did find this article interesting because I put it in the chat, and guys, it is a New York Times thing. So if you don't have a subscription and you've read more than one article in the last, I don't know what their fucking timing is. You may not be able to read it, but if you can, check it out because it's interesting where she goes. She goes on to talk about technology in our lives and politics in our life. The politics one is interesting because she talks about how politics, especially online, is not real politics because politics involves relationship. What did she say? Relationships and compromise. And she's not wrong, especially if you're talking about getting anything done in government. Compromise is a key part of it. And we're seeing more and more our leaders just refusing to compromise. It's actually seen as weak to give any compromise. And like I say, it's just interesting seeing this woman who admits that she was this was a woman who apparently wrote about whether or not it was okay for a white person to write about a black person. That's somebody I'd have made fun of just a month ago. Or, well, fuck, I'll do it today if she did it again. But I mean, we've seen those articles and made fun of them because we're talking about writing fiction. Of course, you can write about anybody.
Well, now. I've been told that I can't write about anything that I don't have direct experience with.
That's moronic.
Because I mean, since I'm not Romanian, I can't write about vampires.
Yeah, I'm not an alien. I can't write about ET. Whoops. Those kind of things are stupid. And to see somebody like that have this moment of realization because they're realizing what a little bit of real strife looks like. We're not even in that point yet. We're not even in a point like the Great Depression.
I'll give it a week.
if we got to that point, I mean, Jesus, yeah. I'd be interested to see how many SJWs kept on with their blue hair nonsense. But that brings us to the end of Humpentry time and your time, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, please throw them into the chat right now. Scribbles, where are you going to be again tomorrow?
Tailed Features channel at 8 a.m. Pacific time. If that changes, just keep an eye on Twitter and I'll say if it's off. But that's been the schedule so far. And then after that, probably I might do the My TED Excellence earlier tomorrow than usual because the Tailed Feature thing usually goes from 8 to 9. I might do my TED Excellence tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time just because I'd like some time off during the rest of the day to just sort of relax. And then tonight, after this show, I should be over on the Minions to hang out for a little bit before I pass out.
All right. And right after this, me and Satsu will be over on 2 Cents Plus playing some more Fallout 76. So come hang out for that, guys. Check Your Logic asks, did you see Kyle Kashuv? Kashuv? Is that how you pronounce his name? Mm-hmm. I know he is. He's the conservative from Parkland, right? Is being canceled again because he tweeted about the Land O'Lakes thing. No, I didn't. What did he? I don't know what he tweeted, so I can't even make any comment on it. Did you guys see any of this?
No. I don't pay attention to that guy.
Oh wait, I think I did see something like that. I don't know if it was a joke or not, and maybe this isn't the person, but I did see something where it was like, my wife only bought it because of the Native American woman on there, so we will be boycotting this or something like that.
Huh.
I think that's what I saw. I could be wrong.
Dark Lyle asks, what's preventing Satsu from reading the book to her now?
Because she'll destroy it.
Yeah.
She will destroy it now if I try to read it to her. So
yeah, you ever try reading to a toddler? That's why they make those cardboard books.
Yeah. She will rip the fucking pages out of it because it's like we put it in her hands and let her play with it closed, and it was hard to pry it out of her hands, the hard part. So I'm like, if she gets a hold of one of those sheets, she's going to tear that bitch to shreds, and Squishy is going to be heartbroken.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing you say for when she's like 4.
Yeah, and I could like put her in her playpen and read it to her while she's in there, but she's probably not going to jive with that too much. She won't be too happy about that. So,
Pumpkin absolutely loves to be read to, but about halfway through whatever you're reading to her, she'll just grab the book and throw it. She's done. And she'll, if you have a paper book like that, she will grab the page to throw it and just destroy it. Lords of the Night, thoughts on the EU saying it expects Canada to help cover the funding shortfall for the World Health Organization caused by Trump. That's their problem. We've been funding the fuck out of it for a long time, overfunding it for what we actually get out of it. You know what, world? Maybe it's time for you guys. You want so much of a say in what we do and everything, and how we listen and all that. Here you go. Here's your chance. Pay up. Pay your bill. How about that? I think it's more interesting that the EU didn't say anything about equal funding before Trump was like, fuck these guys. Do you think a Pepsi Jack would sound good? I drink it quite often. Mine's a diet Pepsi Jack, but it's not that much different than Coke, despite his gagging sounds. You drink prune juice with it. What are you talking about?
There's no prune juice in Dr. Pepper.
Tastes like it.
You don't know what prune juice tastes like, then.
Tastes like that.
Nope.
Dr. Pepper's barbecue water.
Let's see. Oh, Lords, would y'all try zesty Italian pasta with tender grilled breast? You need to be a little more specific. What kind of breast?
Yeah. There you go. Ha ha ha.
With a garlic pepperoni roll and a keg of root beer. Yes, as long if you tell me what kind of breast. Although, I don't know, zesty Italian with root beer? I don't know if my mouth would like that.
I don't know if my stomach would like it.
Everything sounds good, but I don't know if those flavors go together. You know, like when I like mint. I like orange juice, but you do not want to have a mint and orange juice at the same time.
You like mint?
I do.
Wait a second.
You don't like mint and chocolate together.
Thank you.
Freaking yeah.
I've never suggested I don't like mint. How dare you not listen to me? Scribe Light, is it okay to watch, or is it okay if I watch your TED Talk while your stream counts down? I just read. Is it okay if I watch the TED Talk while your stream counts down? Sure. How about that?
Oh, you mean the one I'm going to cover? Sure. I've several people have come into the show saying they watched the talk I was going to talk about before I started the stream. So
Yeah.
it's fine. If you did it, I would not stop you or punish you for it. Let's put it that way, I guess.
Yeah, might be easier to follow along with his commentary specifically if you do.
Scribble's gonna be like, get the fuck out if you already watched it.
How dare you look at something before I do?
Skip says he tweeted about butter. I'm guessing so. I don't follow the kid, so I don't know. I thought it was really weird how many people look. Following a 16-year-old I don't know is weird. Because when the whole Parkland thing happened and Kyle became such a big deal, I mean, people were like, how dare you say anything bad about oh shit, I was gonna call him David Koresh. That's not his name. What's his name? David Hogg.
Oh gosh.
Because
Koresh.
he's only 17. Well, he turned 18 right after. But there were a whole bunch of people who jumped on to either love or hate Kyle. I'm like, that's a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And yes, he threw himself out there. So, I mean, if you want to go discuss what he says, I guess that's your business. But why are you following a 16-year-old kid? That's weird. Okay. Lords of Night, I'm getting sick of people who can't afford to stay home, such as those with a guaranteed job, complaining about those who can't afford to stay home. What about you guys?
It can be annoying. Once again, if we want to bring up the P word again, that's kind of a result of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they don't have to worry about the things that people who don't have a choice have to worry about. Like, that's not a concern for them. So they're just like, I don't understand what the fuck they're complaining about. And it's like, yeah, you don't. You're right. You literally don't.
You're not wrong, and I've laughed about this because I think there's a whole lot of people who are sitting home right now whining that they have to sit home, that in a month after everybody's allowed to go back to work, will be like, man, I wish I had my Corona time off again.
Right.
But I understand people complaining about it. Not everybody can be entertained at home. I'm a very easily entertained person. Me sitting at home is not a big deal. Somebody who's out there every day, who the only time they come to their house is to sleep. Yeah, it's probably really hard for them. If they make a long habit of it, it's like all they'll talk about, then like, shut up. Come on. At least you have a job. Shut up. Well,
I mean, people need stuff to complain about. And just like, I'm sure there's something that you, as a person who has to work, there are probably complaints that you have, and people who can't even fucking get a job are probably like, I wish those people who have to work would stop bitching because I can't even get a job. You know what I mean? So it's for the most part, when it comes to general complaining about stuff that's just a hindrance to people, I'm like, let them fucking complain. Whatever.
When will M. Bison and Shadaloo conquer the world? I have no idea.
Oh boy.
They're the bad guys. Sorry.
Did y'all cover the Jeff Goldblum controversy? If so, I'll check it later. No, we didn't.
What's the Jeff Goldblum controversy? I don't know.
He got some shit for asking a Muslim woman something, and I forget what. He was getting, yeah. I saw it earlier today, but I didn't pay much attention because I didn't care that much. Easily offended Muslims. That's new. No, I don't know if even she got offended, but yeah, the internet's got mad for her. But yeah, I wish I could remember the exact what it was he asked her about. Where are we at here? Lords of Night, thoughts about how Hunter Avalon is calling Laura Chen a fascist all over social media?
Don't know. Don't care.
I think it's generating buzz for him.
Yeah. He is entitled to his opinion. No matter.
It's not even his opinion, it's Vosh's opinion, but
yeah, well, he's entitled to other people's opinion too.
That's true. He went on to Vosh's stream about it's either 3 or 4 months ago now, and they were talking, and he said to Vosh, he says, I don't know if Lauren Chen is a white nationalist or not. And before he can continue his thought, Vosh jumps in with, well, Lauren Chen is a fascist. And true story, you can watch it. And they have a little conversation. So I don't know that Hunter's even put that much thought into it other than just repeating what Vosh said. Now, I haven't seen much of him talk about it since, so I don't know. I feel like that's something the two of them should talk about. If it's manspreading, or is it manspreading if a trans man spreads his leg to give birth?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna need to take an intermission after that one.
Depends on the sex of the child. Oh, Lords, did you know that the Google Play Store and other services have removed the episode that has Tara Reid's mother calling into the news show? Oh, to the Larry King show? No, I didn't. I didn't know they even had that shit up there. I would imagine they're doing so because CNN is hitting people with copyright strikes.
Yeah.
Really?
Probably. Yeah.
That would be my guess. I mean, it's still their footage, and if you're not adding anything to it, if you're just re-showing it, yeah, it's a copyright thing. If you're just putting it up there as its own video. I don't know what that means. Oh my God, if Trudeau agrees, I'll scream. Oh, you're talking about if he gives more money to the WHO? Don't worry, just hit us with a tariff. We'll pay for it. How about Jack and NyQuil? How badly do you want to sleep, man? I missed that. Canada wants who to make up for the shortfall with the who? No, Canada doesn't want somebody to do it. Apparently the EU, I haven't seen it. It was a question we were asked about. Apparently the EU wants Canada to pay a little bit more to help make up for the shortfall. Oops. American Celt says Kim Jong undead. I've seen a lot of those Kim Jong un things. The only worry I have there is if he dies and his crazy sister takes over.
Yeah.
Well,
that bitch is insane.
We're back to fucking glorifying her though. Like, we're back. Like, if you go on Twitter and Facebook, people are just like, "Oh, I'll let her take my freedom any day." And it's just like,
oh God,
come on! Did y'all learn anything from the first time?
She ain't even that cute. She just looks crazy. Did Jeff Goldblum mouth breathe on her? I don't know. Somebody, I think it was Jim, said that a drag queen dressed as a Muslim woman. He said it was on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Mm.
Yeah, a drag queen was wearing a hijab. Yeah, I don't know what the question was. Isn't being a Muslim drag queen a contradiction in terms? Oh, is that what it was? That's what it was. Okay.
Man, oh my God. She looks like the type of person Kill Bill. I mean, not Bill would send to kill you.
Where are we at here? Favorite sci-fi game, any platform? Oh,
sci-fi game.
What was the Microsoft space game? Oh fuck, Free something or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. Free Space, is that what it's called? That one was a lot of fun. Otherwise, probably the whole Mass Effect trilogy.
You know what? That made me think of a really, really old game. This is a sci-fi game I used to play a long time ago on PlayStation 2 that nobody knew about whenever I brought it up, but it was called like Zone of the Enders or whatever. And it was a mech game. And that game was pretty fucking sweet. The combat on there was awesome, dude. I love that game, but nobody ever knew what the fuck I was talking about.
Andre got it. It was called Freelancer. Thank you.
Hmm.
That was a great game. That was a lot of fun. Scribble's favorite sci-fi game?
There's one that comes to mind, but I can't remember the title of it for the life of me. It was a very simple space/role-playing game on like the Apple or something. I remember the company that made it was called Ambrosia Software, and it was you had a spaceship and you kind of flew around. It's sort of like Star Citizen before there was Star Citizen, except it was just like a very simple game, and there were factions, and you could be just a mercenary or a courier, or you could join an army or something. I don't remember the name of the game though. So whatever that game was, I liked that game a lot when I was younger.
Oh Lords, it was a chicken breast. Is a bit tipsy. I'm guessing he's a bit tipsy. Would you lick clean a cat, not the female organ, for $100? Fuck no. Cats are disgusting. There's a reason they clean themselves all the time. They're nasty. $100? Hell no.
I think the question should be first and foremost, could you lick clean a cat?
Yeah, but you'd be sick and probably die.
Yeah, cats are nasty. And if you have any doubt of that, check one out after they've had the little collar on their head, where the little cone thing. Yeah, they're really nasty. Is it foresight to save sufficient money so that I do not have to worry about not working a privilege? Oh, is my foresight to save money?
No, because you didn't get that just by dint of who you are. You did it by your own effort.
Well, it's privilege in a way because you do have money right now where other people don't. It's not saying privilege is a bad thing.
Well, your foresight isn't the privilege. Being in that position is.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so like your foresight is just you, but the position that you're in because of it is the privilege.
Yeah, and again, that doesn't make you a bad person or mean that other people shouldn't have had the same foresight. It just means right now you're in a position that's better than other people.
Right. Just like if you go to amusement park and you show up early, so you're at the front of the line, you now, because of you getting up early, have the privilege of being one of the first people to ride the ride. Like it's simple.
Devil Fruit Zero, I received a summon in the mail. Do you think jury duty would be up and running in a month from now? Possibly, depends on the state.
It depends on where you are. So keep an eye on it.
Just tell them you never got it. All you need says, why don't you eat bacon? What? I would eat the fuck out of some bacon. Oh, are you saying that's what she asked him? Or that he asked her? I think that's a joke about what Goldblum may have asked.
Oh, I see.
He asked what kind of explosive she uses. No, he didn't.
That's rude as fuck.
Oh, dear God. My job allows me to work from home, and I'm grateful I still have a job. I get you. I do. But I also understand that there's people who are like, man, I wish I had some of this time off.
Right.
I know a lot of motherfuckers who bitch about their jobs when they have to go to it, who are now like, man, I wish I could go to my job. You know why? Because a little bit of perspective is a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at here? Damn character limit. My point was that the rich and financially secure are guilting those who want to return to work because if they starve, they don't. I don't necessarily think it's the rich and financially secure alone who are guilting the people who want to return to work. We have a mini culture war starting up here because it's. Have you guys noticed that the protesters? It doesn't matter who they are just Trump supporters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally everybody, every single person who wants to go back to work for any reason is a Trump supporter by default.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's interesting.
Lauren Chen has gotten more right wing though. I kind of went off her. I don't know that she's gotten more right wing. This is something that people they say about us YouTubers. You've changed, and sometimes yes, that's true, and sometimes maybe people are just more vocal. Lauren is doing a lot more actual political content instead of social commentary. Those are different things. This is what happened with the whole skeptosphere when it breaks up, and you have some who go way off to the left and some way off to the right. It's largely political opinions they already held, but they were brought together by looking at, absolutely ridiculous people on the internet acting fucking stupid. When you're making social commentary on the blue-haired idiot who won't stop screaming because Trump got elected, I mean, that any reasonable person should be able to look at that and laugh, regardless of your political affiliation. So I don't know if she's gotten more right. I don't watch her very much either, but I never did. So,
Is this real?
What?
Twitch streamer Alinity gets bullied by a bunch of voyeuristic creeps.
Yeah.
Go ahead and call me a simp, bullies. You're the pathetic weirdos gawking at Alinity, then bullying her with calls for Twitch to ban her.
Hey, look, you showed your titty. That's a no-no. I saw somebody sent me the video. I think it was Della Hayes sent it to me, so I did see it. That doesn't look accidental. I'm sorry. That looks like I did this on purpose to make it look accidental. Just my thought there, you guys, because she... Scribe Light and Monkey, can Lauren Chen sue Hunter Avalon for calling her a fascist? No. I mean, she can try, but she'll lose.
Yeah.
She's in the public eye. She's a public figure. She has a show on The Blaze. She has public speaking engagements and such. And that does change the rules a little bit. And simply calling her a fascist is not the same as specifically calling her a Nazi. I mean, I don't agree with him calling her a fascist, but where was I? Okay, that one we read. That one. Kelt, stop spamming the chat. There we are. If CNN loaded it, how is it copyright? Well, that's what I don't know. Calm down. And I said that would be my guess. Somebody else had said that this was a thing that CNN had put together, and that has since been pulled out of it. I honest to God don't know. That would have been my best guess. I'm not above being wrong, guys. Where are we at here? Did you see Ranting Feminist tweet about Trump? Her reaction to the Lysol was definitely one of the worst I've seen so far. I didn't see it. Did you guys happen to catch that one?
Nope.
No, but I saw enough. I could imagine. I've seen every degree of response you could possibly see over on Facebook. So, I mean,
yeah,
I won't be shocked.
There's not much that somebody could say to me at this point that I'd be like, wow, that's new.
Yeah.
Why are donuts and pastries usually considered breakfast foods, but cookies and brownies are usually considered dessert?
I've never considered cookies dessert.
Cookies are a snack.
Yeah.
But I get their point.
That perfect medium where it's like you could have a brownie for dessert, or you could just eat a fucking brownie anytime you want. But cookies, I've never considered a dessert because I've never eaten a cookie for dessert. I've just eaten cookies.
I think the donut thing, and somebody would have to check the history of it, but probably comes from people having it with coffee.
Yeah, probably.
And coffee's something, if you drink it, most people drink it in the morning. Some throughout the day, but most people, like my dad, he drank coffee, but he only had it in the morning. And So yeah, that's my best guess. And again, guys, somebody look, monkey, that's not how it happened. Okay, calm down. I'm just saying, best guess here, guys. Mata, when are you going to let Ranting Monkey get away with that statement? I don't know what statement we're talking about there, Mash. What did I say wrong this time? Try to read it as written. Would you lick a clean cat? Oh, for $100. No, because same reason. Cats are fucking nasty. There's no such thing as a clean cat. That's why they clean constantly. They're fucking gross. Anyway, so apparently I read that one wrong. There you go. My bad. Calling every protester a Trump supporter could backfire in a huge way. Any Democrat that wants to work getting slandered is less likely to keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
Well, that's the same reason why Hillary pretty much lost. When she called the bulk of anybody who even remotely questioned her a deplorable, I mean, at that point, she was just like, yeah, I don't want your vote. So a lot of people either didn't give it to either one of them or gave it to Trump.
I think it's because a lot of people didn't Pokemon go to the polls.
Pokemon go to the polls. I cannot believe that bitch said that. I wanted to hit her with the hot sauce bottle she keeps in her purse.
Hello, fellow kids. Yeah, right. She knows it's a jar of mayo. Stop it.
She got the hot sauce in her bag, swag.
I don't know. I think throwing the Trump charge out there might make, because there's a lot of people who may have gone to this and be like, yes, I just want the state to open back up. And oh, wait, these are all those neo-Nazi, right-wing, racist Trump supporters. I don't want to be part of that. And you just end up with the clashes again. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I think it's asinine that they're suggesting that the only people that want to work are Trump supporters.
It's common knowledge that Democrats are lazy and don't actually care about work. And, the people who truly do care are people on the right, which I'm sure is not the narrative that they were trying to push, but here we are.
Where are we at? Have you shined a light on the inside? If you're talking about a cat, do not put lights inside kitty cats. It's not going to clean them. Sean Uli asks, do you think it's a good idea for Trump to send doctors to save Kim Jong-un if he's alive so that he'd be beholden to us?
No. They wouldn't let us in the first place because they'd assume we're going to poison him or something.
Yeah, China's reportedly sent in a delegation with their top doctor and their lead delegation or delegate to North Korea. So, yeah, they're not letting us in there for that.
Nope.
How is Zelenity not banned, honestly? Well, reportedly she was, right?
Yes, or at least currently.
Yeah. How is she not before? Because before, I mean, apparently feeding a cat poison is funny. I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Not ask her. Ask Twitch. I'm not all up on their rules. Did you see the video of people calling out celebrity video, acting like they care about what's happening? That thing was fucking hilarious.
That was pretty damn funny.
I legit spoiled myself for an ending of a game, and I'm excited. What? What game? And how did you spoil yourself? Thanks for the song for my friend the other night, and you pronounced her name perfectly. Bullshit. There ain't no way I said a name right. That is fake news, Froggy. And you're welcome. Tell her I hope she had a happy birthday. Oh, Lords, beef liver, deer heart, or eye of the tiger? What?
Are those song titles by any chance?
How about no, and I'll dance to the song. Check your logic asks, have you seen Vosh's video response to Grade A Under A's political correctness video? He claims Grade is living in 2016 because he mentioned man spreading. I don't pay much attention to Vosh. The only reason I paid any attention to Vosh recently is because of the Hunter Avalon thing. Any guy you can pick up by the handle on the top of his head with his little man bun, I don't pay attention to. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 11 o'clock. That is the end of the show. Scribbles, one more time. Where can they find you?
Sorry, my discombobulated. I'll be over on the Minions here shortly. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. on Tailed Features channel, and then 10 a.m. on my channel for TED Excellence.
All right, and right after this, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus playing some more Fallout 76. Come join us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We will be back Monday on Satsu 2 Cents for more Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are way more generous than I deserve. Satsu, Scribbles, a pleasure as always, gentlemen.
Yep.
Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Scribbles.